Welcome back, guys. This is going to be part 2 of What If Naruto has the 10 tails. Now, as I told you in the previous video, and many people of you have requested for the part 2 of this and some new what if suggestions that I really liked. Now, many people of you wanted me to do the previous what ifs, so I have decided something. I'll first complete all my previous what ifs and then I'll do the new ones. So if you guys are watching this video, please click the like button and subscribe this channel. So let's get into this video. Now this video we are going to start off with the previous part where we have told about the ship, and I did not yet completely mention yesterday, but I just told you guys that the ship is going to be the number one hero, which is going to be a female, and of course this is her. And you may be like, she looks like more of a vampire than a, well, yeah, that's right. She kind of looks like a vampire, but sorry guys, she's not a vampire, so don't worry. And yeah, and she's not even a villain. Now, you may be like, so how strong is she? She is the number one hero, stronger than All Might, stronger than All for One at their prime. And don't worry, Deku is going to be OP than her in every way because of the golden, you know, the Rinne Sharingan, the Diamond Rinne Sharingan. So yeah, I hope you guys are waiting for this. And there was a person who asked me for 2 hours, and I'm sorry, guy, but I think 2 hours is just too much because like my device doesn't has that much space for making the like a what if of that size. But I'll try to make this video as lengthy as possible. So yeah, let's get into this video. So now in this what if, as we told, as I talked about in the previous one, she's going to she is a very kind soul, and only the pro heroes know about her. Okay, guys, and so now yeah, let's get into it. Now here, Endeavor. Endeavor wanted to make Todoroki. Yeah, Todoroki is not going to be a female. She is going to be a male only. And some what if they make her female? No, I'm just gonna make him male, just like in canon. And I'm gonna say that Endeavor wants Todoroki to marry Izumi, and Izumi looks like, yeah, like this. She looks like this, and I don't care if you guys like it or not. I just made her look like a female. That's all. And yeah, she has green hair and green eyes. She is just like a female version of Midoriya. And you guys can just simply say between Midoriya and him, Midoriya and her. So yeah, Midoriya looks like this. So yeah, aka Deku. So let's get into it. So Deku is going to train for the entrance exam, and I'm gonna say that number one hero. She was just too young to be an hero, like elite, like to be an hero. She has to grow up at least 20 years. Like she has to be the age of 20 to become a pro hero or get the license. She already has the license, but she's just too young to do hero work, and that too she's the number one hero. And she actually wanted to have some feelings, like she wanted to have a crush. And she remembers that one boy who saved her. Even without looking at her face, he still liked her the way she was. And she wanted that kind of person, or at least him. If she couldn't get that kind of person, if she gets Midoriya, I mean Deku, it's fine with her. And if she doesn't get anyone who is like him, she wants that kind of person. So that's the reason she's coming to UA. That's how I'm going to make the plot armor so that she can become a ship with Deku. And for plot convenience sake, for a massive plot convenience sake, All Might isn't told about this in many of the pro heroes. And most of the people do not know her face. They only saw her jacket. Yeah. her jacket and her clothing. They never get to see her face because the pro heroes do not allow her. She is a secret hero, and she's known as the, um, you know what? I'm gonna call her the Red Diamond. Yeah, she's called the Red Diamond, and she's like the strongest hero ever to live. Even All for One wants her quirk, but he cannot get it. She has multiple quirks, and she was born with it. So yeah, she's broken like hell. If Deku wasn't there, she would have been the strongest. And if she would have got one for all, damn, that's broken and it's over. And don't worry, Deku is not going to get one for all. Because man, why to give a quirk when you have something even more powerful than that? And one for all just gives you strength. I do understand that it gives you black whip and other abilities, but why do you, and it gives you some like friends to talk with, like all the previous users of one for all. But why do you need it when you have 10 tails? Damn, that thing is strong. You can just a small Biju Dama was enough to almost obliterate the entire village. And you guys know how big a normal village is in like Naruto. If you guys wouldn't have watched, a village of Naruto is like almost like big as entire Japan. And a tail beast bomb is of Jubi is strong enough to do that. And if you don't know what Jubi is, it's called Ten Tails. It's strong enough to completely like, make that village get out, disappear from the existence. So man, you can understand how powerful a tail beast is. And the 10 tails, of course, he was playing with the 9 tails like it was nothing. And the 10 tail Jinchuriki was like the godly being of ever. And if you don't know what Jinchuriki is, man, why are you watching this video? Go and check Naruto, guys. Yeah, you have to see Naruto. And a Jinchuriki is a person who 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 has the tail beast that is sealed inside of him or is entered inside of him, willingly or non-willingly. And a perfect Jinchuriki is when a tail beast and the user is in a perfect sync. And Deku is a perfect Jinchuriki. So yeah, and Deku keeps training and training and gains this form. And as I told you in the previous video, that's not Sharingan. That's not Sharingan. I'm gonna make those both gold Rinnegan. Understand it. Understand it. Anyways, alright, just too much fun. Let's get into it. So mm, she requests for joining in, UA, and she asked to be, do the norm. She requested for a normal exam. Now let's go to the UA exam. Now during the entire UA exam, now Deku is not going to sit with Bakugo. It's Izumi who's going to sit with, Izumi who's going to sit with Bakugo because they're girlfriend and boyfriend, and Deku is going to sit with this white hair girl. And every boy, even Bakugo, like the angry pomegranate he is, yeah, he is looking at her like, damn, I want her. And she doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, she's like, I don't give a fuck who's looking at me. But then she's like, who the hell is this boy? He's sitting next to me and he's not even caring about me. And I'm gonna say Ida, even though how much intelligent that guy is, like too much family rules, he's still like he's a human being. And so for plot convenience, I'm gonna say that he himself started like her. So yeah, and he understood that he was liking her, but he did not know how to go and talk to her. And then he saw this boy with green hair sitting next to her, and isn't even caring about her. He's like, how the hell is that boy not caring about her at all? And then he notices something. That boy is like has completed the exam and is just playing with his pencil. And so what happens is, like, Deku completes the exam even before she does. And Raven, his name is Raven. So yeah, Deku then was given, like when Present Mike was explaining about the 1 point, like the all the 3 pointers, the 1 pointer, the 2 pointer, and the 3 pointer. And when he was about to explain the 4 pointer, this is when Ida comes up and he's like, sir, This is very disrespectful in UA. There are four robots given and you only explain three. Is this a part of mistake in UA? And if this is, we are very shameful that UA is doing mistakes. And Isaac goes, no, 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 no. And before Isaac could say, Ida goes, and you, he points at Deku and he goes, how dare you? You were playing with the pencil. I noticed it. How dare you? And then Deku just says, well, as present Mike was about to explain it. If you wouldn't have interrupted, he would have explained it and we could have done the exam much quicker. You are the one who is interrupting him. So please sit down and do not disturb the other people in the class. And wasn't disturbing the class. I completed my exam early. Doesn't mean that I have to just sit like a normal, like a strict student. I am a normal human being. I'm not a machine. And like Ida just shuts up because he does not have any counter for that, and so he just sits down. So now let's go to the entrance, like the when everyone are gone to their respective fake hero versus villain place. And if a plot convince, I'm gonna say here Ochako went to another one. Yeah, Uraraka is in another one, and Raven is going to be in Ochako's place, and she's going to be in front, and all the boys are looking at her. And then Deku goes, like he was at the back, and he goes to the front, and then Ida goes and comes and stops. Hey, don't disturb that girl. And Deku goes, who? And he goes, I know what you're thinking. And Deku goes, do you want me to destroy everything that's behind, like everything that's behind, and make everyone get injured who are in front of me? No, that's why I want to go front so that I can use my quirk freely. And like Ida doesn't take it, and he's like, I know what you're doing. And before Ida can do anything, Deku pushes him and just goes front. And Ida was watching, and he was surprised because Deku did not even care about her. And the more surprised one was Raven, because Raven was the most beautiful girl and was standing side of him, and he doesn't give a crap. And as soon as the doors opened, she was even more surprised when, unlike everyone she has seen, this kid doesn't care. As soon as the door opens, he just started run. He has a mindset of a true hero, and then everyone are like, "Hey, that's cheating!" And then President Mark goes, "There is no countdown in a real battle." And then everyone start running, and then Raven goes, "Black lightning, super lightning strike!" and completely obliterates about 50 robots that are in front of her. And then Deku sees her and then goes, "Oh, is this how it goes? Then, very well then." And then Deku simply just activates his Deku simply just activates his this form and his golden Rinnegan and then says, Almighty push! And he just says it in this way. And just to let you go, there were about, I'm gonna say 200 robots, and 200 robots just get demolished. And she's like, damn, this kid's work is good, but then I am better. And she goes to fallen angel wings, like angel wings that are in black color, and then she flies and then goes uh, from her hand. She throws a humongous fire, a blast of flames, and then Deku simply just smirks to himself, and then he just keeps his hand up in the air, and then he closes it, and he uses one of his Rinnegan ability to make track every robo, and then he just says gravitational destruction, and every robo gets crushed into some gravity mass, and they become miniature footballs. I mean, not even a football, they become marbles, and they explode. And the most surprised one out of all of them were the pro heroes. They, like, everyone were baffled. And I'm gonna say that um, I'm gonna say Raven was even more baffled because she's not only the one kid who has multiple quirks, and she remembers that green hair somewhere. And then Deku just turns normal and just jumps, and like he starts to levitate, and he goes and sits on one of the building, and he starts to think like, how what shall he do. And he starts to talk with the Jubi, which is Kurama. He's like, Hey Kurama, do you think like we pass? And Kurama's like, damn kid, you just won, and you're like, I think you broke every record. And then he goes, you think so? I don't know. And Raven was so baffled, and then like Nezu actually knew that Deku was also participating, and he knew that his power, so he actually took extra pair of robots and he released those. And Deku was like, huh. So he released the extra robots, eh? And I'm gonna say the Raven saw that and just wiped them all off. And then everyone were like, "Oh come on, we don't get a chance of even destroying one single robot." And like Nezu says, "All right, they need more." And so from other training grounds, he brings the extra robots and throws it in, like drops them off in their fake city. And of course, everyone gets the points like in canon. But here's the twist. Raven was, standing still and she was like confused. She was like, I remember that here somewhere. And she was thinking and thinking, and then shaking happened, and a rubble fell on her and on her leg, and she's like, damn. And before she can do anything, there was this giant zero pointer which was out of control, and Nezu was like, oh no, I shouldn't have took out this non-working zero pointer out. And yeah, this zero pointer was not working. It was a broken zero pointer which they unknowingly kept it here. And so what happened is Nezu was like, we have to stop it. And then everyone then like someone starts clapping, and all the players see the screen and they see Deku. And then Deku goes into this form, and then he goes, all right then. And he takes out his wand, which is not a, I mean, staff. And he then creates a small tail beast bomb, like even smaller than Boruto's Rasengan. You know what? No, the size of Boruto's Rasengan. Yeah, Boruto's Rasengan. If you wouldn't have watched it, it's like, how small could it be? Let me just show you. You see one of the Kama, the Tomoe. Yeah, it's, you can think his smallest Rasengan is that size. So yeah, he creates a tail beast bomb of that size and then shoots it towards the zero pointer. And the second it touches the zero pointer, the zero pointer's head body completely gets wild, like out of the existence. And the giant building was about to fall on, and due to the collision of the attack and the vibrations, a giant building was about to fall on Raven. Then Deku does hand signs very quickly and he goes, five star, majestic destroyer flame! And the entire building is gone, vaporized, out of existence, and everyone like, damn, boy. And the most surprised one was, of course, Raven, because she had fire ability. And this kid can do that, and that too, the flames were very hot. And I'm going to say that the flames were of this color. You can see the red color in this background. This red, this evil red, yeah, it was of that color. And Deku then touches the rubble that was on Raven's leg, and the rubble vanishes. And then Deku then takes her and then pulls her like in bridal style, like, "Are you okay?" And then she remembers something. That green-haired boy that saved her that time, who was said to be quirkless, but he was like, even though I'm quirkless, I'll still become a hero." That determined boy, she saw him in him, and she was like, Izuku. And then Naku goes, yeah. And then she's like, wait, your name is Izuku Yagi? And then she's like, Naruto's like, it used to be. My name is Izuku Aizawa. No, Izuku Shota. And like she's like, what happened? And now like Deku goes, well, after this cruel, like after the exam, you just come and meet me. And of course Deku then she goes, oh, my leg. And Deku just puts her down, and then like he touches her leg, and then she goes, what are you doing? And then red chakra like surrounds her, and then she senses this unimaginable power through her, and she's like, damn, this power is stronger than even mine. What is this? And then her leg is instantly healed, and then the red energy vanishes, and she's like, whoa, what was that power? Amazing. And then he goes, well, I have to leave. And then he goes back to his normal Izuku form, and he just leaves. And then he's like, While before going, he's like, "Oh, meet me at the outside. We'll talk there." Like at the entrance, and she's like, she smiles and nods, and mostly everyone like completely baffled because that kid destroyed the zero pointer, destroyed the building like it's nothing, saved that beautiful girl, and the beautiful girl for some reason has somewhat a crush on him. So yeah, so what happens is Dick at the after the the entire exam, like like all the pro heroes actually watched it and they were like completely baffled because Izuku Midoriya, he has 1853 points. I just made it up. I don't know if there are that many robots even. I don't even know if there are that many robots. And he rescued so many people. Like in the middle, he just threw some truth seeker balls, obliterating all the robots. So he got more points than he got 2053 points. Yeah. And I'm gonna say Raven got 1005 points. They are the highest. They broke the record, and nobody has ever did that. Also, that was expected from Deku by Nezu and Aizawa, but they did not expect her, the number one hero, to come. And that too, she lost to Deku. And then they are like, well, Deku was not joking when he told that he was not even using 1% of his power. That being inside of him, damn boy, how much power does that being even have? This is what Nezu and Aizawa are thinking. And like Ahmad goes to like Nezu is like, I want to know about that girl and that kid. Maybe they may be my successor. And Deku and Nezu goes, no, they are not going to be a successor. That's the first thing. And second thing, you'll never touch young Midoriya. And then like Ahmad goes, young Midoriya. And then like it's used like Deku is called Yagi hashtag Midoriya. And then and Nezu goes, oh, I'm sorry. I took the wrong name. I mean, young Aizawa. He's not going to be with you. He is the son of Aizawa. And he's like, and Aizawa, and I'm going, All Might goes, but he has green hair. And Aizawa is black. And he goes, yeah, yeah, so what? He's adopted. And he goes, that must be my son. I have taken back. And Nezu goes, no, you don't. The way you treated him, I hate you, All Might. And all the other pronouns have left by now. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, we know about your abusiveness nature. If he wouldn't have awakened his quirk, he would have died there. And All Might is thinking in his head. So that brat, not a brat actually. So he awakened his quirk. Interesting, very very interesting. And he goes, but he's my son. I have to take care of him. And Aizawa slams his hand onto the table, saying, "No, he's not your son anymore." And All Might goes, "You want to fight?" And Aizawa activates his quirk, and All Might goes into Small Might form, and then he ties All Might. He goes, "You're weak in front of me. You may have a powerful quirk, but you forgot my quirk can cancel quirks. So if I cancel your quirk, then and my strength in just my normal physical strength surpasses you, All Might, in your this." Bitch might form. And Almighty goes, what did you call me? And like Isaac says it again. Bitch might. You have a problem with that? Then stay like that. I don't give a fuck about it. And like All Might was completely angry. He was like gritting his teeth like, damn you. I'll get him. I'll use blood test and I'll gain him. And this is what like All Might is thinking. Now let's go back to Izuku's perspective. And Izuku met like Raven, and they had a talk, and then Raven was like, well, I never thought you'll become like so. And she was thinking in her like, damn, this guy became so fucking hot, and he got such a powerful quirk. Damn, he looks so hot, and he looks badass. And like Deku was like, well, thank you. And I'm gonna say that Deku was yet little bit white aura was coming out of him, and he was covering one of his eye, and in that eye he had golden renegan with diamond tomoes in it. And she's like, wait, what? And then he shows her renegan. He's like, well, I was reading your mind when you were talking. I read your mind and accidentally I heard everything that you were thinking. And she became complete red. She was like she became blushing mess. She was like, hey, stop it, this is no fun, this is not a joke. And and like Nato goes, I mean Deku goes, well, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I was just using my quirk for a little bit, and I accidentally used the ability and saw what you're thinking. That's not my fault. And you're like, completely, completely, like, she was like faint, like completely she fainted. And then Nick was like, I guess she fainted, what do you want me to do, Kurama? And he was like, well, take her to your house. And like Nick was like, okay. And then he just touches her, and then in bridal style he carries her in bridal style and then teleports away. He kept a flying Raijin marker on his house, and then he appears. And he learned many jutsus thanks to Naruto scroll, and he mastered everything from the Rasengan to Chidori, and created some of his own jutsus. He even mastered the Raikiri, the Kirin, and the Rasen Shuriken. And so yeah, this Deku is broken than in canon. Yeah, he's way mean. Way, way, way more powerful. He's off charts right now. And so yeah, so like I'm gonna say that, and like in this what if there was 2 weeks before the entrance exam. And so yeah, and everyone, like, now like Endeavor was like confused, like, should he choose this girl Raven, or should he choose Izumi? And then he thought, like, he even saw Izumi's battle, like she took some exam, and somehow she passed. And Endeavor saw that, and he saw that she has a green fire emerald flame quirk with this super strength quirk. And he was thinking, she's just like All Might. She has a super strength quirk, and that quirk, for some reason, when used together, is boosting her quirk. If Shota and Shoto and they have a kid, they may have four quirks, or maybe a fire quirk with that strength quirk, or a fire ice strength quirk that still be broken. It is good for them. But that girl, she has multiple quirks. Her strength is amazing, flexibility. Who should I choose? I think that girl is perfect, but I don't know. Only time will come and tell me who should I choose. So this is what Endeavor is like. Now let's go back to Raven's perspective. It's like after like 15, like, no, after 1 hour she woke up, and she's like, what happened? And then she sees Deku, like, Midoriya sleeping on a chair, and she sees him, like his shirt, like, half open. Yeah, it's like if you guys would have seen Naruto and would have seen Sasuke, with Orochimaru, if you would have seen his shirt, like the way how much open you can see his abs. Yeah, that's what he looks like. You guys can see his abs, and everyone was like, and she was like, damn boy, he has six packs and he's completely brokenly ripped. And like, and like Deku was hearing, because the white aura was still around him, and is like, well, thank you. And she's completely blushing mess, and she's like, hey, stop doing that, people have privacy, you cannot read their minds. And like Deku started chuckling. He's like, well, it wasn't my fault, I was sleeping and I was just keeping an eye on you so that when you wake up I can. And then his eyes, he gets veins around his eyes, and then his eyes go white, and he sees through the wall. He's like, Mr. Dad, I can see you. You're listening through the door. And Aizawa goes, how? And he goes, you forgot my Byakugan. I can see through things. And then she's like, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait a second. If you can see through things, that means did you? And like Deku has, a little bit blush on his face. He's like, no. To be honest, I was about to, but then I closed my abilities, so I did not. And like, she's like, you pervert, and like, yeah. And also, guys, one of you commented in the chat that I'm a pervert, but dude, I'm not a pervert. Please don't like keep spamming in the comments saying that pervert. I was a made pervert. I was had to become a pervert so that you guys can enjoy these videos. But my inner soul does not allow me to do more perverted stuff. So yeah, and she's like, "You pervert," and then Deku goes, "Uh huh." Then who are you? Didn't you like to see my shirt? And then she's like, completely like fainted, and she's like, "Damn." And she's not like Hinata, okay, guys? She's not at all like Hinata, who completely just sees him and just faints. No. So yeah, she's somewhat like Temari. Yeah, if you guys know who Temari is, then yeah. So yeah, Deku, starts to like in the 2 weeks starts to go on dates with her, and one day, like she's like, Midori, no, Deku, and also Deku was like, I want to tell you something. Like both of them told at the same time, and both of them were like, okay, let's say this at the same time, and they both are like, will you like to be my boyfriend? Like she was like, and Deku at the same time was like, will you like to be my girlfriend? And both of them looked at each other and they're like, huh? Both of them are complete red, and then they're like, I will. And both of them like came close to each other, and when they were about to, then Aizawa comes in and is like, sorry to break your little movement, my lovebirds, but what are you doing here? And Deku just turns around and is like, nothing. And he just, sees up and he just walks up, and she's like, damn it, Mr. Aizawa, you broke my movement. And she, gets like a red energy, some like her quirk creates a red aura around her, and like, Aizawa was like completely like scared, he's pissing his pants, is like, I'll just go and get some groceries. And he just runs away from there. He dips and like, and then she goes into Izuku's room, and Izuku was like, he was like saying this a little loud. He was like, damn, I had my moment. Ah, I was hoping for that for like so long from kids. Even though I did not see her face, I still liked her. Now when I get the chance to almost do it, damn, why, dad? And he removed his shirt, and he was like, and he just made his like hair a little wet, and he was cleaning his hair, and then like she heard it, and she came and she saw that like his abs, now because his entire shirt was open, she saw his abs. And and then she had a bleeding nose, and she's like, um Deku. And then Deku's like, yeah. And then it was like, wait a second, did you hear that? And then she's like, she nods, and then Naruto goes, and Deku goes, oh no. And then she's like, she comes to Deku with, even with the bleeding nose, she cleans the nose, and she goes, if you had that on. And she like, grabs Deku's shoulder, and she's like, if you wanted that, why don't you ask it? And she kisses Deku, and Deku was completely like baffled. He's like broken for a second, and then he does that, and after 10 minutes they all like broke, and they're like, damn, I never knew you were that good. And Deku goes, so did you. I never knew that you were that good. And she starts chuckling to herself, and Deku starts chuckling, and then he goes, well, shall we train? And she's like, okay. And then Deku goes, I'll carry you, my princess. And she's like blushing, she's like, stop calling me that. And then Deku goes, okay, princess. And she's like, come on. She's completely blushing mess. She's pink, and then Deku carries, and she's red, like complete red. And she's like, what you doing? And Deku goes, oh, making my little princess a small entry. And then he just jumps off the roof, and he comes to the training ground. She's like, I almost had a heart attack. You could have just told me, right? And then Deku goes, "What's the fun if I tell you?" And then she's like, all right, you win this time. And then Deku activates this form and she goes into a normal form. Like, and she activates her box and they spar, and then Deku helps her gain strength and become stronger. So, and they became official boyfriend girlfriend, and they went on many dates. And Aizawa knows about this. And Deku then, like for one day, he wanted to know if, like, just like his parents, will she break his heart? He knows that she won't, but while she was sleeping, he activates, his golden dojutsu and checks into her. And he sees that she has pure feelings for me. And he sees that her feelings are like so hard that it's impossible to break it until he himself, breaks her heart. So he was like, I have to give her something. And so next day, when she woke up, she was surprised when she completely was. She brushed her teeth and then she smelled something very beautiful, like something very delicious. And she gave down and she saw Naruto, Deku cooking, some pancakes. And she was like, "Wait, pancakes?" And Deku was like, "Yeah, I know that's your favorite." And then she's like, "Yeah," and and the doctor knew about Deku dating her, and he accepted. And Deku was very thankful for him. And I'm just gonna say that Deku, Aizawa knows about this. Deku is is a massive hacker. Yeah, Deku is a pro hacker. He's he's a vigilante. I don't know how to spell that right, but I think I spelled it right. And his name is known as the the White Light. Yeah, the White Light. And he is a special one. He doesn't kill people, I mean villains. He just knocks them, brings them to the police station, leaves a letter, and vanishes. And that's the reason no hero tries to arrest him, because he isn't killing anyone. He's just hiding himself from the public and just protecting the citizen without killing anyone. And that's the reason pro heroes respect him and do not harm him. And even the many people found out, like many citizens found out about him, being like a special vigilante who does not kill people, but only like brings them to the knocks them out, brings them to police station and leaves. And Stain also heard it, and he was like happy, like there is someone like me, but does not kill people. He just takes them like into his custody. He is a true hero. And he's thinking this to himself. And also, the white flash is also known as the white fox, the black fox. Okay, guys, because he wears a black anbu mask, a fox anbu mask, and that's why he's known as the black fox also. So yeah, let's time skip to the entrance of the UA. And when Deku was carrying her bridal style, and she's like, "Oh, come on!" And then Deku was like, "Well, you're my little princess. I cannot let you walk." And she's like, I'm not a child. I can walk. And then he chuckles. He goes, all right. And he goes, but I have to hold your hand. And she goes, okay. And she's like, she loves Deku like hell. And Deku loves her too. So they're holding hands and they walk in. They go up and then they reach the building. Now, upon reaching their class, they see this giant door. They're like, damn, do giants live here? And then she's like, nope, silly. There are some people with giant quirks, and there Deku goes, I know. And then he opens the door and then he sees something. He sees Bakugo keeping legs on the table. And and I'm gonna say there were two benches connected, and you can see Izumi sitting like her legs on the table as she owns everything. And Deku already told his past to, his entire past to, of course, to Raven, of course. And he even told that he has that beast that gives him power, and she's like, "Can I meet him?" And then she goes, and Telltale does not look like this, does not look like this. He looks like much of Kurama, and but the thing is, he's not, he's a whitish black fox. He's not the orange one. Okay, guys, he's a whitish black one. And she sees this, beautiful, beautiful, like very cute, like gigantic wolf, and she's like, "Oh, you're so cute." And then it's like Tentacles is very happy that she's not scared of him, and she starts to play with him, and the Tentacles start to train her also. And so yeah, and the Tentacles goes, "Well, I can give you something," and he gives her a Mangekyo Sharingan. Yes, she gains a Mangekyo Sharingan. She doesn't gain it, she just gained the one of the ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan. I'm gonna say that ability is going to be Susanoo, but I'm gonna say that for plot convenience, her Susanoo is only the size of Indra, but Naruto is the size of Hagoromo itself, and even bigger and harder because plot armor. Yeah, and Deku Susanoo looks like this. Yeah, you can see this blackish red guy, this big titan guy. Yeah, that's what Deku Susanoo looks, and his blade. Yeah, you can see the red katana. Yeah, and his Indra form. He also has Indra form, and Indra form his like Susanoo even becomes more powerful and bigger. And you know how normally Indra form looks like of Sasuke. If you guys don't know, check it. Indra Susanoo of Sasuke. So yeah, just instead of places where it's purple, think of it as black, and wherever it's just blue lightning, think it as red lightning, and a little bit of this purplish lightning. And so yeah, and Deku comes in the class, and like everyone are like looking at them, like the boys are looking at her, and the girls are looking at this sick dude who looks hot. And Deku is not like, he's much taller than his counterpart. He looks more ripped, and he, from a young age, he took this hero suit. He does not wear, like this, the starting, tracksuit. He wears this one. Because, guys, this one looks sick. But the thing is, instead of just wearing the green, he wears, wherever the green is, he wears black, and the white area, it's red. And, his this, I don't know what should I call this. If you guys know what this is, please tell me in the comment. Yeah, this, he wears a white one, and he wears a black reddish gloves, black. And instead of, he wears a small pouch where he carries kunais and some other important things. And so yeah, and everyone see him, and he's right now wearing his normal UA uniform, but still he's carrying pouch. And he enters the class, and he sits like in the back. And and then like when Raven came to sit, all the boys were like, "There's a place there," and like Baku was like, he bought pulled another seat next to him, and he's like, "You can come and sit here." And like, I'm going to say Izumi became jealous of, like, because of her, but then she's like, "No, no, thank you, I'm fine sitting here." And they're like, "No, no, 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 you can sit here." And then Baku goes, "He's a nerd. I'm a cool guy. You can come and sit here." And she's like, "No, thank you." And then Deku goes, "You want to sit near the window? I'll sit here." And then she goes, "Well, thank you. That's what I wanted." And then she goes and sits near the window. Deku sits next to her. And all the boys are jealous. All the girls are like jealous of her because she's more beautiful. She's stealing every boy in the class, and that hot boy likes her. And so yeah, then Deku goes. He then takes a chalk, and then he throws into like two chalk pieces, and the chalk pieces fly in the air, and then the another chalk piece hit the first one, making the chalk piece go and hit Aizawa. And he's like, "Aizawa Sensei, aka my dad, will you wake up?" And like Aizawa wakes up, is like, alright, you found me. Introduce yourselves. And he goes to sleep. And then Deku goes, slams his hand on his head. He's like, come on, will you not change ever? Alright, alright. And then everyone introduced themselves like Zero. Like, my quirk is tape. And like everyone explained their quirk. And then it comes to Raven. And Raven goes, I have multiple quirks, which you guys will come to find out soon. And then Deku goes, I have a host quirk. My name is Izuku Aizawa. And then she, like, Izumi goes, no, your name is Izuku Yagi. And she goes, no. Deku goes, no, I hate that name. I left it. And then she goes, no, you can't. And then Deku just slams his hand on the table and releases a bloodlust, which like pisses, like everyone pisses their pants except, of course, he does not releases even a percent of bloodlust on, you know, of course, Raven. And then everyone are like shitting their pants and they sit down. And Deku goes, I thought so. Now, Sensei, I think it's time for it. And then he like Aizawa wakes up, he's like, do you think so? And Deku goes, yeah. And he goes, alright, everyone come outside. We are going to do a quirk assassin test. And everyone go outside. Like like he gives them all PA uniforms and says to change and come outside. Now when they go to change, like Minata being the pervert is like, everyone see, I found something. And then like, what? And he shows the hole. And like before that, I'm gonna say that Kaminari and Kirishima, like they see Deku's body and they're like, man, you're so ripped, boy. And then he's like, oh well, thank you. And they go, damn, boy, you're so ripped. And like Baku goes, well, not as ripped as me, right? And he shows his body, which is ripped, but Deku's is like ripped and ripped. It's just so well. It's like a bodybuilder's body, but even better, compressed into a small child's body. And they are like, no, I think Deku's like, Deku has told them to call Deku, so it's like Deku's body is much better. And then like you know, like Bakugo is angry. He's like, huh, that useless nerd can beat me. I'm sure my in quirk assassination test, you guys will see it that I'm strong. And then like Minato comes, he's like, guys, see what I found. And they're like, what? And then he takes out the posters like, I found this hole, the hole to the next door. This is heaven. And he starts to peek and he starts saying about, like just like in Canada how. And then he goes, oh, oh, Raven is about to take her clothes off. Like, yeah, this is what he's going to say. And then like Dick snaps and like, oh no, you don't. And some a little red aura surrounds him. And then he activates his normal Rinnegan, not like special Rinnegan. And he goes, almighty push. And Minata goes flying. And then he like says, he keeps him in the genjutsu. And in the genjutsu is like, whenever Minato goes to touch a girl and then he touches her, it turns out to be the boy, that girl becomes a boy. And then like Minato was like, what? And then whoever girl he touches, they all become boys. And all the boys were like, come here my baby. And like Minato was terrified. Yeah, and that was the dream. And he was there in for that world in for 1 year. And in the real world, just a 0.1 second happened, even less than that. And then like, and on the other side in the girls locker room, like like all the girls are like Jiro was like, hey guys, the pervert was trying to pervert, he's seeing all us. And like all the girls are like, what? And then like I'm gonna say, Raven was like, what? How dare he? And then she's like, they like, then Jiro goes, well, don't, well, I guess we don't have to do anything. And then they're like, what? Then like Jiro's like, it seems that Deku sealed the hole. And also he was, when he was talking about us, when he was about to talk about, when you were about to remove your clothes, um Raven, it seems that he used an ability of, he used his quirk and like destroyed, you know Mineta, the pervert, and then they all start laughing, and then Raven is like, she's like, that's my boyfriend for you, and then they all are like, wait, that's your boyfriend? And then she's like, yeah, we have been dating so long, and then they are like, damn, that's why he loves you so much, and then like she smiles and goes, yeah, and then like all the girls are like, mm-hmm, my ship has sailed, my ship has sailed, and like she's like chuckling to herself, and then everyone comes out, and they like all the girls go to Deku, and they're like, thank you, and they're like, oh, no problem, and then they're like, what happened to the pervert? And then Deku shows him, and he's like, well, like, and then all the girls going to tell the Aizawa about it, and the Aizawa was like, Minata, you'll be expelled from now onwards. You'll be expelled out of the school. Even if you get good scrolls, I don't care. You are going to be expelled. And then Deku goes, Dad, you don't need to expel anyone because, like, you don't need to expel Minata because I kept him in a genjutsu for 1 year and a tortured genjutsu, and he understood it. And then everyone see Minata, and he's shaking till his core is like, whenever he sees a girl, he's like completely shaking like hell. He's like, no, 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 please don't. And like everyone like what? And then like Deku goes to them, and all the girls is like, and he whispers to them, and they are like, they're like laughing like hell. And then the boys are like, what did you do? And he goes and explains them, and like all the boys are laughing like hell. And Aizawa understood what he did. He's like, all right, now we'll do the quirk association test. And Deku, you got the highest score. You got 2053 score, breaking every record till now. And then everyone is like, what? He's the one that broke the record? And then Deku smiles and goes, that was me, guys. And he takes the ball. And then he thinks to himself, how much power should I use? What do you think, Tentails or Kurama? And then, Kurama goes, I think you should only use uh, a less than a percent of your power. And then he goes, okay. And then this weird cloak appears, and 9 orbs appear, and then they are like, what? And then Deku just throws the ball, yeeting it out of the space. And then Aizawa goes, expected from you. Ha. Score 873357336788. I just made that number, guys. I don't remember it. I won't remember. And they're like, damn, boy. And then they're like, this is the record. And then, Aizawa goes, throws the ball to Raven and goes, you got the second highest. And they're like, what? She was the one. And then, all the boys are, all the girls are like, damn, the strongest two kids are dating each other. No doubt that they are dating because they both are the crazy strong, and I'm pretty sure she'll also do something great. And then she throws the ball and she does 99834. Like, I'm gonna make it a nice number. I'm gonna say that she did 1,005 less than Deku, like the meters. She threw 1,005 meters less than Deku, and everyone in the class are baffled because Deku threw that hard. Like, Deku just threw it like with nothing. He threw it like as if he was just throwing a normal ball, and it went this far. And she threw it with just like a normal ball, and that went that far. Damn, these both are prodigies. And like, not prodigies, they're like, these both are strong. And Deku, after like all the exams, first place goes to Izuku, second place goes to Raven, third place goes to Bakugo, fourth Izumi, fifth Shoto, and so on. And Shoto is jealous of Midoriya, but he does not show it. And then like Deku saw that, and he goes to Shoto and goes, "You're jealous of me, but don't be. There are some people who loves you. You must love them." And then Deku goes, I can see your past with my eyes. He activates his golden Renega, and he goes, I can see it. I see that you have a crush on a person. And then he goes, who? Don't tell anyone. And then he goes, I know that you have a crush on Momo. And then like completely like red. Shota became like little bit embarrassed, and he goes, but she does not feel the same. And then Deku activates his eyes and sees Momo, and then he goes, oh well, what a coincidence. She felt the way before she saw me. But if you go now and talk to her and become like a girlfriend boyfriend, you guys can get together. And then like is it, and then like he was like, wait, really? And then like yeah, and then like Deku goes, yeah, and then he's like, Shura goes, then what in return? And Deku goes, well, in return, I usually don't take anything. And like Shura's like, I'm listening. I know everyone wants something, in his dull voice. And then Deku goes, oh well, there are two things. No, actually there are three. I want you to be my friend. Second, I don't want you to be like emotionless. Third, I want you to finally use your fire side, because that is not. I know I saw your memories, and do you know something? I saw Endeavor's memories also. And the reason he did this was because of his harsh childhood. He did this, and he regrets doing all of this, but he has to act tough so that the society will love him. He started regretting everything once his first son died. It looks like, and like Shoto's like, wait, really? And then Deku goes, yeah, you still have family. Start going close to it. And the fire quirk is not of your dad's, it's yours. So use it. And then like Shoto's like, thank you. You opened my eyes. And so yeah. The first day happens this way, and the second day in UA, all the teachers are like gathered in all the teachers gathered for watching this day. And like all my terms is like he's running, and then Deku and Raven are like, oh god. And All Might knew about Raven now. He found out that Raven is the number one hero, and he was like, damn, the number one hero is in our school. Damn. And then he comes like walking, and then he's like, I'm walking like a. And then Deku goes, and Deku and Raven like at the same time they goes, like an idiotic person. And then all the class starting laughing, and except for of course Bakugo and Izumi. Of course Izumi cannot laugh because it's her own dad, and Bakugo because it's going to be her dad-in-law, you know. And then like All Might is like, he scoffs, is like, I am All Might, the number one. And Dick goes, trash. And then everyone started laughing again. And Omar goes, young man, please. And then he notices the green man, like, Izuku. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I want to talk to you. And then he goes, no, thank you. And then Ahmed gets angry, but he's like controls himself. He's like, all right, today we are gonna do hero versus villains, the hero team and the villains team. And he asked them to change it, and he presses the button. He's like, now we want you all look cool, so wear your hero costumes. And everyone wear their hero costumes. Of course, Raven wears her diamond, and she never had the red diamond. Actually, she had pink diamond, but she was called the red diamond. And Deku like knew about her and her name, like she told her, and Deku gifted her the red diamond. So she added it to her outfit, and this is her outfit, and Deku's outfit is this. And everyone are looking at them. They're like, damn boys, you guys got the best outfits. And you're like All Might is like, young man, you got a good outfit. And I'm gonna say that Izumi is wearing that one that Deku wore in canon. And All Might is like, Izumi, you have got the best outfit. And all the classes looking at Izumi and goes, how? And they're like, All Might goes, that's a very beautiful outfit. What do you guys think? And then all of them are like, um, just because you are her father doesn't mean you get to do differentiate between her and us. All Might, all the like whenever like. And then All Might is like, I'm not differentiating, that outfit is awesome. And then you're like all the boys are like, yeah, yeah, anyways. Now All Might, please start the exam. And like All Might is like, he gets angry, but he goes, all right. And he goes explain, he takes out a book and explains about the exam. And here the team is going to be Deku and Raven versus Bakugo, Izumi. Now Baku was like, yes, and Izumi was like, finally, I get to beat him and bring him back home. Not like, not to beat him, but I can bring him back home. And the Baku was like, that damn nerd. I get to roast him again, and he runs down. And when the 5 minutes are up, like Izumi and Izuku just not Izumi, like Raven and Izuku just enter, and then Raven is like, you know what? I can do everything, and then Deku goes, oh no, you don't, and then he just stops time, and he next, then he carries Izumi, and Izumi is only the one who is not in in the time stop, and he kisses Izumi, and Izumi goes, we are in a match, and then he goes, do I look like here? And she blushes and goes, all right, now go. And then Deku just neck chops Bakugo, throws him on the ground, and uses a powerful kick, dev- a devastating kick, destroying like the entire ground. And Bakugo is in a small crater. And then he ties Bakugo up with the yellow tape. Then he goes to Izumi, and Deku told everything to Raven, and Raven hates Izumi. She then, charges her fist with energy quirk and then punches Izumi, sends her flying, and then in the middle of the air, Izumi is still, time frozen, so she doesn't feel anything, and then she kicks Izumi into the ground, and she falls next to Bakugo, and she gets tied up, and Deku and they go and touch the bomb, and then time becomes normal, and the next thing everyone notices that, wait, where is Izuku and where is Raven? And the next thing they notice again is Bakugo and Izumi are knocked the fuck out. They're bleeding out. They're tied up, and they are completely beaten to a pulp. And the thing that they surprised the most was Deku and Raven were touching the bomb, and they're like, um, Deku and Raven wins, and All Might was gritting his teeth like, she was one for all user. How did she get defeated by him? What is his quirk? He's just an host quirk. What is his host? Unlike it. And everyone were like, damn. And then everyone were more surprised because that everything happened the second they were told to start, everything happened. Like the second the game, they told to start the hero versus villain between their team, the next thing you see is it's over. Like, damn boy, those guys are like broken like hell. They're strong like hell. And Deku comes back and he goes, hello Tokiyami. And like Tokiyami goes, oh hello Deku. You also have darkness. You're just like me. And then Dark Shadow comes out. He's like, oh, he just loves darkness. And like like Midori chuckles. He goes, so you also have a host quirk, huh? And Dark Shadow goes, yes, I am his host. And who's your host? And then Nick goes, I'll show you later. And then Dark Shadow goes, well, I can sense it if you want. And then Nick goes, all right, sense it. And Dark Shadow goes and touches Deku, and then he sees the Ten Tails, the giant, unimaginable, godlike power. And then in Dark Shadow is completely fighting out, and he just goes inside, like Tokiyami goes, and he's like completely shivering. He's like, and Tokiyami goes, what happened? And then Dark Shadow goes, that power was so dark, was so powerful. It could I could have completely vaporized by just sensing it. And Tokyo was like, wait, that powerful it is? That power is that powerful? And he goes, yeah. And then Tokiyami goes, what was that inside Deku? And he goes, Dark Shadow goes, a ten-tailed fox, which was more frightening than anything I've ever seen. Like, this power was more frightening than anything I've seen. I don't think All Might can even make scratch on it. And you're like, Tokiyama is like, damn, I must become his apprentice. And like, Daksha is like, really? And Tokiyama goes, yeah. And he goes to like, Tokiyama runs to Deku and goes, I want to be a friend. And Deku goes, sure, why not? And if you're becoming my friend, I'll introduce you to my other friend. And he goes, who's your other friend? He goes, this, I like you to meet Todoroki and his girlfriend Momo Yagorozu. And yeah, they became girlfriend and boyfriend because of not Deku helping them, and they both were blushing. And so yeah, then like everything happened like just like in canon. And Then after few days, Deku and Raven were said to be prodigies of the class, and when they went to eat the lunch, Monoma comes, he tries to trip Deku, but then Deku just trips Monoma and Monoma falls on the ground and goes, the hell? Why did you trip me? And Deku goes, I did not trip you. You tripped yourself. Look where I am. Look where you are. And when Monoma was about to fall, Deku, makes Monoma. He uses a very, 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 very tiny almighty push, pushes Monoma a bit far. So it's like if he even stretches his leg, it won't reach that distance. And Monoma goes, but I was a second right ago there. And then Deku goes, oh, shut up. You just stop acting. You just are so dumb and like are cocky, and you were thinking about something that you forgot that I am here, and you try to trip someone else, and you tripped on your own leg. And like Monoma is like, damn you. And he goes and touches Deku. He goes, huh, now have your quirk. And then Deku goes, you do? Then use it. And like Monoma tries, he doesn't. Goes, what? Because you don't have, a host inside of you, so it does not work. And like he kicks Monoma, and Monoma gets sent flying. And he's like, all right, let's eat Raven. And Raven smiles and starts eating. So both of them eat ramen, and then they eat in like with a single spoon. So yeah, like couples. So yeah. Now after this, Deku, like after like about a week, like Aizawa comes in the class and goes, all right, brats, you have to choose a very important thing. And like everyone are like, what? He's talking this important, that means it must be serious. Except for Deku is like, minor. And they go, choose your class president. And Deku goes, I know who I'm gonna choose. I know who's gonna win. And of course, if you guys would have thought so, yeah, it's Deku and Raven. And Deku goes, I think I will go and choose, as I got the highest vote, I choose Ida. Because guys, Ida is perfect for this job. And like Ida goes, thank you, Deku. I'll accept it gladly. And everyone are like, all right, go, Ida. And Ida was very happy about this. And like Deku goes, it's good for you, Ida. And Ida is very happy. And he goes, can I be your friend? And Deku goes, of course, why not? And I'm gonna say that Raven goes, and I think Momo should be the vice rep. Like Momo goes, I'll accept it gladly. And everyone cheering for Momo and Ida. And then Aizawa goes, shut up, brats. Now, tomorrow we are going to go for the USJ. And like everyone like, wait. And he goes, USJ? And I don't know the full form of USJ, but yeah, he says that. And like Aizawa goes, yeah. And I thought you were dumb. I don't think so. You're that dumb. And like Denki scoffs is like, I'm not that idiot, and I'm very intelligent. And you're like, and Baku goes, oh yeah, and he does a small explosion, and Denki he does a massive lightning bolt, and he fries his brain. He's like, eh. He becomes an idiot, and everyone are just laughing at him. And then like Deku goes, all right, so you wanna go on a date? And like Raven was like, of course. And they go to movie, they go and eat popcorn, and they have a dinner together. So the next day, during the USJ, here All Might does come. He does come, and what happens is all the villains come out, and they're like, and like Shigaraki comes out, but this time he comes out with 8 Nomus, and all of them are like stronger than All Might. He goes, All Might, these are Nomus. They are designed to kill you. They are even stronger than you. And like All Might is like, what? Goes, and All Might goes, there is no one stronger than me. Forgetting that the number one hero is side of him goes, and she goes, are you sure, All Might? And All Might then goes, huh. He scoffs and he goes, all right, whatever. And he jumps, he goes, Detroit Smash! And he goes and punches, the Nomo, and the Nomo doesn't even move. And he's like, dang, what? and then he gets in fight with one Nomu, and then like All Might was pushed very badly, and then that Shigaraki's Warp guy. What was his name? Um, but I forgot the Warp guy's name. Kirogiri. Yeah, Kirogiri. Kurogiri. Yeah. He comes and he tries to warp away everyone. Then Deku goes, "Oh no, you don't!" And he just throws a small twig, and then he creates a massive explosion. Like if like Pain does an almighty push, and he gets flying. Yeah, he just gets sent flying, and the iron part, it just completely gets dismantled, and he goes flying out of the planet, like literally, man. And then Deku, like pulls him back towards him, and then he like reverse times, fixes him, and then grabs him by that, and just keeps a sealing tag on it, sealing him there. And then he goes, "I'll destroy these guys." And everyone noticed that one, and then like Shigaraki goes, All Might, if you are not able to beat that one Nomu, the weakest out of all these Nomus, how do you beat those other Nomus, which are even stronger than the previous one, the first one? And All Might is like, damn it. And he goes, I won't let you. And he like, with the burning embers in me, I will define you. This is the divine power. United States of Smash! And he destroys and kills the first Nomu, but then he's completely almost out. And then like I'm gonna say Izumi comes and she goes, I'm not gonna lose either. How? And she goes 300% power, and like she says, Emerald flames roar, and she does an green emerald fire roar, which was like burning hot. It was like burning hot. And then the attack comes and hits the Nomus, and then she makes it into a full one for all. She uses all the power of one for all in that attack. And what happens is she falls on the ground, and she's completely burnt. Her like clothes are scorched, like she's scorched, and her clothes are ripped so many places. Yeah, none of the private parts are shown, so don't worry, guys. Yeah, but the next thing she notices is that the Nomos are badly injured, but they regenerate like nothing happened. Then they punch her, send her flying into the wall, and she's like, "Ugh." And then she comes up and she goes, Detroit smash! And she hits him with about 200% punch, and that doesn't even shake the Nomo, and the Nomo just pitch slaps her away. And it starts screeching, and then Deku goes, oh yeah? And Deku goes, oh yeah, you want to fight? Come here, you bird brain. And he goes into his, skeleton and Susano. No, Ribcage Susano, and demolishes three Nomos like it was nothing. And he goes, these are not human beings, so I'm allowed to kill them. Don't look at me like I'm a monster. And they are like, yes, we sorry, Midoriya. You're thinking, we are lost in our mind, seeing your power. The being that All Might couldn't defeat, you just easily defeated. And then Deku goes, well, that was All Might. I'm not All Might. I am Midoriya. Sorry, I'm Izuku. And so he goes, a little help here. No, wait, he goes, no, he does not go a little help here. He goes, do you want to help me fight this Raven? And Raven goes, yeah. And she goes into her semi-perfect Susano, and then she then goes into a perfect Susano. And then Deku goes, oh yeah. Then he goes into his perfect Susano, and everyone are watching this like, what the hell are these people? And then they both just stamp, and all the Nomus are destroyed. And they're like, Shigaraki's like, what? They were stronger than All Might. Now these are my top 3 Nomus. The strongest Nomus I have. The best out of best. Stronger than All Might. Bring them, Shigaraki. And then Shigaraki is doing, like sealed there. And, like he goes, oh yeah, I have this device. I can call them here. And he clicks it, and a portal opens. And 3 of the Nomus come, and they're like, ah, they start screeching, and they're like, Deku goes, stop it, you ugly beings. And like all 3 of them used full power. I mean, full power, exceeding their limits. They smash Deku's Susano, which does nothing. But what happened is their arms are gone, and then they do another full power smash on Suki, on Raven Susano, which makes nothing, and then you go. Susano is the hardest thing in the universe. You can't break it. No, they do not say hardest thing in the universe. They go, it's the strongest. And Deku Susano is like Yata mirror. It's completely made of Yata mirror, like coated over with Yata mirror. So any attack comes over it, it can reflect it. And Deku's another ability by his, Shar is Golden Renegan is he's able to do with this dojutsu is able to reflect opponent's attack back to them with our like 100 times more powerful attacks. So yeah, that's one kind of broken, and so that's what he does, and he sends the attack back to you know Deku. No, he sends the attack back to Midoriya. I mean, sorry, back to no, wait, what? A villain attacks Deku with Deku and I mean Deku and gets out of his perfect Susanoo. A villain with I'm gonna say bullet quirk. He can shoot bullets from his fingers. He shoots at Deku and then Deku just says reflect. And the bullets when about hit Deku they get reflected back to the villain and they grow over 100 times more powerful and demolish the villain. Then Deku reverses the time and then seals him away. And the other pro heroes come back and they see all the villains knocked out and Shigaraki uses the like the backup emergency way and he was able to somehow barely escape. So yeah, and the USJ goes like this, and there was one 1 month break given, and so not 1 month, a 1 week break given for before the UF Sports Festival. So the US, I'm going to cover the UF Sports Festival in the next part. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe this channel, and click the notification bell button to not miss my new upcoming videos. And guys, please understand what I have to say.